What's your background?
In what way? Race, age, where I'm from, like
Race, nationality.
my family's from Sudan.
Oh, your parents are from Sudan.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. If ICE came knocking on your door right now, aren't you an illegal citizen? Aren't your parents legal citizens? If ICE came knocking on your door right now and they end up taking your parents who are not from this country and get deported back to Sudan, how would you feel about that? Are they American citizens? Let me ask you that question right now, because if you're right here defending ICE right now, especially when your parents are from Sudan and when you're a child of immigrant parents, and you're right here on this Penn State campus right now defending ICE, how would you feel about that? Let me ask you that right now.
Okay, number one, to get a top secret clearance like I had to go through a very thorough background check, and that included immigration background. Why are you rolling your eyes?
Go on.
Yeah. So, like, you asked me the question and I'm answering it, even though it really isn't relevant. But
well,
that's
just
fine.
because
I'll
I rolled
answer
my
it.
eyes doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Just answer the question.
Okay. This fucking guy, man. So it's very simple. I used to work for HSI as a special agent. I had to get a top secret clearance to do that. In order to get a top secret clearance, they're going to do a thorough background check on me and my immediate family members. My family and my parents are U.S. citizens. I was born here. My parents naturalized.
Right.
So they did everything by the book. And if they didn't, I wouldn't have been able to get that clearance.
Right.
So I don't really understand your... I guess you're trying to come with a scenario.
Because it's not just that. It's the fact that you're justifying ICE and what they're doing wrong right now. When literally, I bet you can't even speak on the fact of Alligator Alcatraz right now. What about
they closed it down, didn't they?
Huh?
They closed it down.
I am not aware of that, but
yeah,
okay.
They closed it down.
They did not. I don't think so, but sure.
They closed it down.
All right, sure. What about the fact of like American citizens being deported right now, especially students here that have visas and stuff like that? That Trump is trying to get rid of.
American citizens are not being deported.
Yes, they are.
Okay. What they are doing is they're denaturalizing U.S. citizens that lied on their applications to get that citizenship.
That's not true.
They're not deporting American citizens.
Yes, they are.
With that said, also,
what about the man from Maryland, Lewis? Can't really remember his name, but like Lewis. It was all in the news of.
So CNN. Number one,
he got deported, and he was an American citizen.
It's impossible to deport an American citizen. The only way you can do that is you must denaturalize them.
Why would they denaturalize them?
That's a very difficult process, and to denaturalize
that's
someone...
not a difficult process.
Okay.
Anyone that is born here under the Constitution has citizenship.
Okay, so if they
under
were born
the 15th Amendment,
if they were born here and they have U.S. citizenship, that's different than someone that naturalized.
But he was born here.
Okay, so he's not going to get deported.
He did get deported, though.
Impossible.
Whatever.
Impossible.
Whatever. What is your opinion on the Trump administration, by the way, and all of that's going on right now?
I mean, there's some things that he does right and some things that he does wrong.
What do you think he's doing right?
I think immigration, he's doing a good job with the immigration.
How is he doing good with immigration when literally there is not even when literally he hasn't even set up a process for people that are trying to get into this country legally? It's hard for them to get here.
Well, so we have an immigration problem of people coming in, so we're trying to stop the bleeding first before we just allow mass immigration.
Wait. What's wrong with people trying to get in, especially legally?
If you don't have borders, you don't have a country. So in order for... Oh, you don't believe so? Okay, that's fine.
I know. All right, bro.
If you don't have borders, you don't have a country. It's just a free-for-all. And obviously a lot of people want to come here, and there's people that are on the waiting list to come here, trying to do it legally. If people want to hop the border and then hop the line, that's a problem. So we have an immigration problem in America. Trump is fixing that. The American people voted for that.
No.
And the American people are getting what they voted for.
Let me just say
when it comes to immigration.
Let me just say something right now. Majority of the American people mostly voted for was the economy due to polls and statistics.
Well, when it comes to Trump,
and
two main things he campaigned
on immigration has been going down.
Foreign policy and wars and immigration are the two main things that Trump campaigned on. Obviously, the economy was a part of it as well.
He did not even campaign on foreign policy. Literally, he doesn't even know a fucking way to handle the thing that's going on in Gaza right now.
Are you not aware of the fact that he literally said, "I'm going to end the war with Russia, Ukraine"?
The war is still going on.
I know, but here's the thing.
He hasn't done shit.
People
are still dying in Ukraine, pal. He's literally lost our allies with NATO.
But under the Biden administration, no one talked to Putin.
Yes,
they didn't even try. No, they didn't.
They did
not talk to Putin for years. There was no talking between Putin and the Biden administration. Kamala Harris was there a few weeks before Ukraine got invaded in 2022. So at least Trump opened up dialogue and met with Putin to try to make something happen. Also, Trump, on foreign policy, he literally campaigned no new wars, trying to end the war with Russia. and he just ended the war with Gaza and at least ended the
That's a
genocide
ceasefire.
temporarily.
And literally, Israel about to attack.
And, yeah,
Israel might attack Gaza
and they
again.
violated
That's
it
what's
again.
Gonna happen.
They violated it. I agree, but again,
so you agree that
at
he
least
did not end the war?
No, I agree. I agree that he's ended it temporarily. There's a temporary ceasefire right now where the people of Palestine or Gaza are at least able to get resources and aid and everything else like that because now the trucks are coming back in. And for the most part, the bombing is gone, even though Israel does a whole bunch of bullshit. But what I am saying is that he absolutely did a better job than the Biden administration could have done. So I think he was a far better candidate
right, especially
than
when
Kamala
you cut
Harris.
funding to Ukraine, and then that's a good job.
What was that?
He literally cut funding to Ukraine.
Well, yeah, it's a retarded war.
That's not what? Wow,
It's a retarded war.
How is it a retarded war when literally Russia is literally trying to build up
I mean,
the
all
Soviet
wars are
Union
stupid, but I mean, we shouldn't be funding Ukraine's war either.
Yes, we should because that's our ally. We are a country, and also we are the greatest nation in the world right now. That like literally we can go help out the Ukrainians right now. So like, I'd rather America be funding a war. I'd rather be funding Ukraine to help.
I don't think we should be
down there.
funding any wars.
Well, okay then.
Yeah, war is a costly business. It's a big problem, and it creates a lot of issues.
So you don't think that we should be helping our allies? Is that
no?
what you're trying to
NATO's
say?
a scam. We need to pull out of NATO too.
How's NATO a scam?
NATO's a big fucking scam. We've been putting in a ridiculous amount of money into it. It doesn't really benefit us. It benefits all these other countries.
It actually did benefit us.
It does not benefit us. Ever
Yes,
since
it
World
does,
War II,
actually.
like it doesn't really benefit us. It doesn't.
It was just for World War II.
It doesn't. We put in a ridiculous amount of money in versus other places, and quite frankly, it's not worth it. And on top of that, let's be honest, the United States and NATO in general have been expanding closer and closer towards Russia's border. We instigated this war. That's a problem, and that's kind of why we're in the situation that we're in.
Do you know why Do you know why we're getting members from like that are like that border Russia? Because like literally Russia is an aggressor. That's why.
Well,
they literally just invaded Ukraine.
We've been lying about expanding NATO. We've been lying about expanding NATO for many years, many administrations.
Which we should, especially against people like Putin and Xi Jinping as well, that are mostly
Well, I don't think it's smart to escalate towards another nuclear power. I don't think that's intelligent. And getting into a war with Russia isn't going to benefit any of us. And defending Ukraine...
It's not getting into a war. It's the fact that we are, as America, who we are right now, we're the world's police. We can literally fucking...
No, we need to stop doing that.
Yes, no, we should not.
We need to stop trying to be the world's police. Wars create problems. And it's why we're in so much debt. And quite frankly, it's not worth it. I don't think a nuclear war with Russia to save Ukraine is worth it. I think we should let Putin have the territory that he has, come to some kind of peace agreement, and it is what it is. So,
no, they should not. I highly recommend you to read.
Well, the American people think different. The Ukraine war is highly unpopular. It's one of the reasons why people voted for Trump is because he said that he will open up dialogue with Putin again, which he did. Obviously, he can't end the war as quickly as he had hoped, but I do think that he's doing a better job than the Biden administration did, who wouldn't even meet with Putin. And he's ended several other conflicts, and he's a way better candidate than Kamala Harris. I mean, I'm assuming off of what you're saying, you probably voted for Kamala.
Well, actually, I was a former Republican, and I regret being a Republican.
Fantastic. But she lost, so it is Trump's America now.
I don't care.
Okay, well, she lost.
I highly recommend you read a history book about the conflicts that have been going on.
I highly recommend you read her book where she admitted that Myron Gaines and Andrew Tate hurt her ability to win the presidency.
Yeah, because people like you are
Page
very
176.
stupid. All right.
Well, yeah, we're influential. And we don't need more zesty motherfuckers in the Republican Party anyway. We get one more in. Oh, shit.
I'm one of those blue hair faggots that you like to speak about, obviously.
You said what, you're a faggot?
Yeah, I date girls. I have before. I've kissed one.
Oh, you're a lesbian then. And
No,
confused.
I'm currently dating a guy. I have been for the past almost 4 years.
All right, so you're really confused.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know who the fuck I am day to day. That's nothing new. So I heard you
you're a
speaking
woman, it's
about
fine.
ICE earlier. I completely understand if you were talking about the people who are actually harming. But what happens about like the children who are being taken out of schools? What happens about the people who are being captured by the IRS, who are paying taxes, who are going to jobs? I understand if you're getting the people who are harming the economy, but when you're talking to people who are not, they are actively helping the economy, when they are paying taxes, such as people who are not,
mean illegal
as in
aliens?
The billionaires, the millionaires.
Illegal aliens, you're saying, paying taxes?
I'm sorry?
Are you talking about illegal aliens?
I mean, they're not illegal. Most of them are not. Have you gone to the process of getting a green card? Have you gone to the courts? A lot of IRS agents are not IRS, sorry.
I'm trying to. Yeah.
I'm fucked up in the brain, obviously.
Yeah, I can.
At least I can admit it.
And that is why you should not be able to vote.
I mean, I was just 17 a few months ago. Of course, I couldn't fucking vote then. I was a child.
You shouldn't be able to vote now either.
So I liked how you said the F word, the faggot word, obviously.
Yeah.
What happens if someone were to say the N word to you? Would you get upset about that?
No, because just the word.
Honestly, I
don't
agree
give a
with
shit.
that. But at the same time, words have consequences because each person believes in something different.
What word?
I'm not going to say it because I do believe that words have meaning. I just do. I simply do. I think that words can be harmful, and I like when people say sticks and stones can break my bones, words can never hurt me. A lot of people have mental health struggles, and that words can actually hurt them. So I'm curious about the people that, like I was saying earlier, the 5-year-olds who are being arrested at school, the people who are being arrested at their jobs. What do you believe in that point? Like, when I understand when people are being harmful, but most of the people that are being harmful aren't the ones that y'all are fucking arresting.
I'm still trying to figure out, what are you arguing?
So you're agreeing with ICE. Fine, whatever. I agree with that when they are actually going to the people who are harming others. What about the people that aren't and still being arrested?
Why should we have to wait for them to harm others? If they're here illegally, get them out. Why wait until they commit a crime? You're making the same argument the
Technically, white
retarded
people
Arab
were
guy
here
said
illegally.
earlier.
We are
Like,
the ones
they
that
need to be
fucking
criminal
killed everyone on
aliens.
the Trail of Tears. We're not here legally.
If you're
We
here
came
illegally,
over illegally.
Hold on. If they're here illegally, why do we have to wait for them to commit a crime for us to arrest them? This is the same argument that the retarded Arab dude made earlier. Oh, they need to be criminal aliens for us to deport them. No. How about we get them out before they become criminals? Why the fuck should American citizens have to deal with illegal immigrants committing crimes? We already got enough fucking criminal activity going on with American citizens. So if you're here illegally, you broke the law. Get out.
Yeah, but why are the people that are being arrested 5-year-olds? Why are the people being arrested, I don't know, being actually murdered in the camps?
If you're talking about like Renee Good or Alex Preddy, I've discussed this a
I'm
million
talking
times.
about in the ICE camps, they're being murdered.
How did they die? How did they get murdered? What are the facts and
agents.
circumstances to it? Did they die of natural causes? What happened? I don't know.
What about the one guy whose testes were literally broken because an ICE agent stomped on them so much that he's literally completely impaired for the rest of his life?
I'd have to look at the facts of that one.
Okay. Look it up.
I don't.
Look it up.
I don't.
Do you have a phone around you?
I'm not going to look it up right now because we're literally in the middle of a discussion. But you've said a couple things that were incorrect, so I'm not too sure if we can rely on your interpretation of what happened.
Okay. What was
All right.
incorrect?
Who's up next? Unless you have another thing.
No, I'm just curious. And I also don't agree with your sign, but that's whatever.
Well, you have green hair, so are we surprised at this point?
How can you justify sending the paramilitary squads into elementary schools, hospitals, cancer wards, farms, to round up millions of innocent people and deport them to the third world? And I'm not talking about the jihadists or the cartel members, but the millions of innocent people who just want a better life for them and their families.
Okay, I'm assuming when you say paramilitary, you're referring to ICE?
Yes.
Okay. So, and I love how you just framed the question from a progressive standpoint, calling them paramilitary, et cetera, when they're sworn law enforcement, but I get it. So here's the thing. People break the law when they come to the United States illegally, okay? And we haven't enforced immigration for decades. Most presidents are pussies. They don't want to enforce it because it's considered political suicide. It's a very disliked, you got it? Okay. It's a very disliked topic politically. So Donald Trump is the first president to actually say, you know what, we're going to put our foot down and actually enforce immigration for once. And what we are seeing is the culmination of decades of kicking the can down the road and not dealing with the problem of mass immigration in the United States. And that is why there's so much backlash. But the reality is they're doing their jobs. These people are here illegally. Some of them have been here for 20, 30 years where they could have definitely did something where they can adjust their status, but they didn't do it. So if you've been here for 20 years and you didn't adjust your status, well, quite frankly, you're a fucking retard. And you probably should get sent back to Mexico where the fuck you came from. That's the reality. So people break the laws and there's consequences.
Well, so did Harriet Tubman, so did Frederick Douglass. They all broke the law. Aren't they illegal immigrants too? How about them? They ran away. They crossed the border illegally. Shouldn't we have benevolence and humanity towards these people? How do you enforce these laws? I mean, that are just horrific. They're going to be sent back to Afghanistan or Somalia where they're going to be killed. Like, so.
Well, we do have remedies in place like asylum and everything else like that, where, you know, people are able to put them, you know, apply for asylum, temporary protected status, etc. We do have avenues that people can stay here if they do have credible fear. But the problem is that our immigration system has been exploited extensively. People committing marriage fraud, asylum fraud, all types of things. And the issue with immigration is no one really knows about this, and since it's such a complex topic and it's so politically sensitive, no one really wants to discuss it and or enforce it. But this is a problem that's been going on for a very long time, and what you're seeing right now is the process of ripping the Band-Aid off.
But what is the purpose of enforcing a law that is clearly unjust? Like, would you have enforced the fugitive slave laws? Like, how does this work?
Well, obviously, America is a relatively newer country compared to other nations, and, you know, we've been able to progress quite a bit. But I think comparing people that came here illegally, that are here illegally, to slavery, I don't think it's analogous. So
why?
I see your perspective where you're trying to say, well, things were legal before that were bad. Well, look, people came here illegally. We have a country to protect. We have Americans that we have to care for. Like, people coming here illegally and breaking our laws, that's not what we want. And at the end of the day, if you don't have a border, you don't have a country. So they broke the law, man.
So what if they broke the law? Doesn't the law exist to protect freedom, to protect life? Isn't this what John Locke said, Thomas Jefferson? If they aren't doing anything wrong in the sense that they're not hurting anyone, why can't they stay? You're going to send them back to get their fingers chopped off by the cartels?
Well,
what are you, a slave?
Well, only on Saturday, slave owning. But so here's the thing. This law that you're complaining about is precisely why you live in the safe environment where you can say ridiculous things like this, because we've secured the country so much, and we've secured society so much, where people are able to come in here and give their takes and everything else like that. So I would argue that this law that you're criticizing has created a very comfortable environment for you to bitch as you're doing right now.
Wait. That's completely unfair. How can you say, like, the farmers that are getting deported, the children in the cancer wards that are getting deported, they're a threat to me? These are, like, if you find a jihadist, send him to Guantanamo. But, like, how could you say these people who aren't hurting anyone, you're going to send them back? So how's that any different than the slave catchers who sent them back to slavery?
Well, here's the thing. Here's another thing. So typically they prioritize criminal aliens, right? And another issue is that a lot of these blue states that have sanctuary cities, these people have been arrested before, they've been encountered by law enforcement before, and a lot of these agencies don't do immigration enforcement whatsoever. They don't ask, they have a don't ask, don't tell. So what ICE is doing is they're basically prioritizing going after criminal aliens, and then if they're there during the course of securing an immigration arrest, and there's other people that they encounter that are illegal, those people are probably going to be taken into custody too. That's called what we call like collateral damage.
Why
right?
should they be deported though? But why should, if they aren't hurting anyone? So I have no problem with arresting.
Keep in mind, they're not getting deported right away. They're going through immigration proceedings.
So they're going to get, like, have a trial, and then they're going to be sent back to Afghanistan. Like,
well, not necessarily. If they can demonstrate credible fear or some other type of situation, they might be able to stay. But they do get, when they get arrested, a lot of times they actually get released, given what's called a notice to appear to see an immigration judge, because the immigration court system is its own animal.
Trump just revoked 2,000 permits for the people from Somalia. They're going to be sent back to do what? To live in hell? To
be pirates?
So you're fine with sending them back to be slaughtered by ISIS or whoever terrorists live in Somalia?
Well, if they're able to demonstrate credible fear, the thing is that every immigration case in every scenario is completely different. So just because you get arrested by ICE doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be deported by ICE as well. You got to keep in mind that we do have an entire immigration process where they can go through that.
So if you don't want to live in a hellhole, maybe in the slums of Mexico, then you can be deported. But if you, I don't know, might have your head chopped off, then we can keep you here. Like, how is that fair?
Again, we cannot save everyone. We have to put our people first. We have to put U.S. citizens first. We have to put our country first. And look, the world's a very cold and evil place. And that's just how it is. And we got to put our country first. And sometimes that means that other people have to come second and third. And, this is what we're doing now.
Well, the world is not zero sum. But I'll just say that we could have 1 billion people come to this country, and we'll have the population density of, like, France. So there's plenty of space here. And they contribute to our economy. And I don't see why. I mean, you used to work for ICE. I know that.
Yep.
So you are the equivalent of the slave catcher who used to deport Harriet Tubman and all her friends back to slavery in the South. Would you rather live in, like, slums of Venezuela where they're organized slavery, which is basically what communism is? Or would you rather be a slave in whatever time period? I mean, I'm just saying, you guys are morally equivalent to barbarians.
Well, I worked for HSI, so I did more criminal investigations, not necessarily deporting people, but Look, like I said before, they break the law. It is what it is, man.
Well, I'm just gonna say
If
that
you're
the
here
law,
illegally, like you're
the law should reflect our values, and I mean, if you can't, you should be. If it doesn't, you should be amnestied. I mean, Abraham Lincoln pardoned all the slaves, even though they committed a crime. They tried illegally. I mean, I'm just saying, like, how about all these countries? How about the people who saved the Jews from the gas chambers? They committed a crime. Should they be punished?
That's a completely different situation.
If you're arguing that
you're comparing immigration, people coming here illegally and overstaying and/or committing immigration violations to like World War II, like you're just kind of just throwing things out there, man. And it's, I get it. You're a little triggered by ICE finally doing their jobs after decades of not doing their jobs. But the reality is we got laws, dude, and we have a border, and we got to protect our country. We got to put Americans first, and that means that we need to remove people that don't belong here.
How are they hurting?
If you don't have borders, if you don't have
how about
a
all the
strong
people who contribute,
national identity, then you don't have a country.
Fine, I didn't realize we just had to say, yes, sir, we have to appeal to the laws. Like, if the laws are unjust, we should change the laws or grant them amnesty. This has been how it is. And I didn't realize we were just supposed to bow down and obey every single law if it's wrong.
Well, the laws that we have created the secure environment for you to be here.
No, they haven't.
Yes,
Deporting.
You're able to talk right now about this.
Rating
Like-
cancer wards does not help me have free speech. How does that even work?
No, what I'm saying is you're complaining about the very system that's allowed you the privilege.
I'm
right,
not complaining
to be able
about
to
the
speak
First
the way that you are.
Amendment. I'm complaining about the
But I'm
fact.
saying this is a great country, and you're saying like, oh, this is so evil that they're deporting people. Dude, we're a nation of laws. Now, just because you don't like the law or it pisses you off from an emotional perspective, doesn't necessarily mean that it's not
Should we enforce every
the
law? I mean, should laws that are bad be enforced? I mean, do you justify enforcing the fugitive?
mass immigration does create problems.
Would you have
Mass
enforced the
immigration creates
fugitive
problems.
slave clause? That's my question.
Would
you have enforced the fugitive slaves clause?
Okay, slavery is not the same as people coming here illegally.
Well, if
At all.
you're going to send them back to
If
Venezuela,
anything,
where they're going to be
it's the
gang
complete
raped,
opposite. So where they're going to be what?
where they're going to be like enslaved. You know, Venezuela has a modern system of slavery, and Donald Trump sending them all back there. Same in Afghanistan.
Okay. All right.
okay,
Who's up
fine,
next?
fine.
This guy's just throwing anything, trying to get it to stick.